Joker took a Folie à Deux on my chest. I recently had the misfortune of watching the Joker sequel, and yes, it's a known fact, it's pretty pitiful. Now, I enjoy the first Joker enough, it very much shows off its Scorsese influence. I don't really mind that, as it's very much as a homage, and I'm very much someone who believes that the first one didn't require a sequel, but money. So of course the sequel was greenlit, and that's the reason I'm here. Joker 2 stars Joaquin Phoenix, of course, from the first film, and newcomer Lady Gaga, portraying what has to be the worst incarnation of Harley Quinn ever, but I'll get to that. Anywho, the film is directed by Todd Phillips, who directed the first Joker, and I really wish it wasn't. When I first heard the movie was going to be a musical, I was actually a little bit excited. I do think the Joker could thrive in a musical setting if executed properly. Musicals can often have a very dreamy undertone to them, and if done right, that could play to the strengths of the Joker character and his mania. However, it just was not done justice. I'm not even joking when I say this has to be the worst attempt at a musical I've ever seen in my entire life. Okay, but let me slow down a little bit. The movie, of course, takes place after the first film with Arthur Fleck in Arkham Asylum. Basically, the movie is about Arthur reflecting on the events of the first film and seeing him start to reject the Joker role because of it. This film is very contingent on the last film, and because of that, it basically becomes a Joker 1 jerk-off fest. So many iconic shots from the first Joker film are recreated, and it just feels like Todd Phillips is yelling out to the audience, you guys like Joker 1, right? And God, this movie is just so boring. Since this movie is basically hell-bent on rehashing the entire first film, the movie insists on telling us things we already know. And what is new that the film tries to bring to the table is just not well thought out at all. The obvious theme that this movie is trying to tackle is one of identity. The theme is very much established in the opening scene of the movie, which I will say I did enjoy. All throughout the film, Arthur is struggling with his double life as Arthur and very much the popular and loved Joker. Arthur within the film realizes that he no longer wants to be the Joker and sheds that persona. As well, Harley Quinn in the film is clearly the physical embodiment of that Joker persona, and her role in the film is to sway Arthur to the dark side just to fully embrace the Joker. Now, outside of that, we really don't get anything from Harley whatsoever. We know that she manipulated Arthur heavily with her false backstory and checked herself into Arkham. Besides that, Harley's just here to sing some god-awful musical numbers. Now, to be nice to this movie, I actually think that the main theme, if done well, would be an interesting story for this version of the Joker. Seeing Arthur actually reject the role of being the Joker in order to stay true to himself is pretty compelling. However, this somewhat interesting idea is bogged down with a film so in love with its first film and an abundance of mediocre musical numbers and downright boring courtroom drama that it just makes the whole experience null. And of course, there is the lovely ending. Now, personally, I did see the ending coming. As soon as Arthur was walking down the hallway and the other prisoner came up to him, I turned to my friend and whispered, yeah, I mean, Arthur's about to get dahmered. And listen, if the movie ended there with Arthur dying, yeah, okay, whatever, it's Gotham, everything is shitty. But this movie had the balls to imply that the person who killed Joker was in fact the true Joker, which that very much just took it overboard for me. The Joker in the main DC continuity is a very prideful character and very much takes offense to others trying to steal his whole shtick. There's a whole episode in the animated series with Jack Ryder as the Creeper, and basically Joker the whole episode is trying to get rid of him because people are comparing him to the Creeper. So I have never been a fan to the idea that someone inspires the Joker character. I mean, think about it. Say this new Joker grows up to fight this universe's Batman, who's still a child. He will forever be compared to Arthur because he's the second Joker. Honestly, if Arthur had just gotten the death sentence and died via execution, I honestly would have liked that better, as it's still Arthur staying true to himself, even though it probably would still be a shitty ending. Yeah, I just don't like this movie very much. Before I go, I will say the performances are very much up to par with the first film. I really wouldn't expect much from Joaquin. I really want to know how much he was paid to come back for this unnecessary sequel. And yeah, the movie is shot pretty excellently. It's enjoyable to look at. 3 out of 10. Go watch The Substance. That movie's good. Or, I don't know, Terrifier. Bye.